Hi, this is Michelle from Layers of Learning. I am going to teach you how to do a simple first-hand sewing project for kids. We will be using felt fabric because it needs no hemming and won't unravel. Felt is sold in 8x12 sheets at craft stores. We bought a variety of colors at Walmart for a few dollars. We will also be using scissors, thread in a matching or coordinating color to the fabric, and a needle. The first step is to design the project. I let my kids decide what they wanted to make. Harrison chose a turtle in blue. He drew a picture on paper and I helped him cut out the pieces from fabric. You need an identical top and bottom, which will later be sewn together and stuffed, and then single pieces of legs, tails, wings, and other details. Once all the pieces are cut out, you need to first sew on surface design pieces. Isaac sewed black windows onto his white spaceship. He also added a tail fin to his spaceship, and this was stuffed to make it stand up, and then we used pins to hold it in place while he sewed it on. All of the kids used buttons in their designs as well. Garrett's worm had blue button eyes. These need to be sewn in before the two halves of the main body are sewn together. Legs, wings, and other elements will later be sewn into the stitching that holds the whole thing together, so they can wait. Once you have the design elements added to the surface of your creation, pin the two halves of the project together, top and bottom, with the wings, legs, and so on pinned into the edge in the right places. Now, how to do the actual sewing. First, cut a piece of thread about 18 inches long. If the thread is longer than this, it's difficult to manage and the thread gets tangled, especially with kids. Draw the thread through the needle and grasp the two ends of the thread so they are even with one another, and at the end of the threads tie a knot. Just hold the two threads together and loop them through themselves. Then pull so the needle is exactly opposite the knot. Poke the needle through the fabric and pull the thread through, leaving a little space at the end of the thread just before the knot pulls to the fabric. Bring your needle back up through the fabric and then poke your needle through that little space you left. This loops the thread through itself and creates a perfect knot that cannot slip through the fabric. Then sew along the edge of the fabric pieces up and down through the fabric. Sewing on a button is the same, except you have to poke the needle up through one buttonhole and down through the next, looping the thread through the buttonhole 5 or 6 times to make it secure. When you have sewn enough that you have about 3 inches of thread left, tie off the thread by looping the needle twice in succession through a bit of the already sewn-in threads. Pull it tight and trim off the extra thread. Then start again with new pieces of thread. Sew all the way around the creation, but be sure to leave a gap of about 2 inches on one edge. Stuff the project with cotton balls until it is nice and fat, pushing the cotton balls up into the head or other small spaces. Once the cotton is in, sew the last bit of the edge of the creation together, tie it off, and you're done. This project took the kids between 1 and 3 hours to complete, depending on how complicated they decided to make it. My youngest, who is 7, needed help threading, starting, and knotting his needles every time. But the older kids, including the 9-year-old, 11-year-old, and 12-year-old, did theirs completely on their own once they were shown how initially. Thanks for watching. If you liked this craft tutorial, you might enjoy one more of the arts and crafts on our site, Layers of Learning. We do lessons, printables, and projects for kids of all ages, from toddlers to high school, on our website. Visit us at layersoflearning.com.